Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. Okay, so I'm gonna do a real quick video on something that took place in early 2000s. I was on the Tira de Maravilla at the time, and there was a lot of youngsters, man, getting broke off, like 60 to life, 120 years with 2 life sentences, gang of 25 to lives. I wrote my son. My son was a teenager at the time. And I wrote him and I told him, hey, mijo, check it out. Now, I have 3 boys, but I wrote this particular son at the time. And I told him, look, I see people come back from court every other day with a gang of time, man. They're handing out time like it's candy. Be careful what you do, because it's no joke. He never wrote me back. 2 weeks later, I get the news that he picked up a 187. He was under arrest for unaliving somebody. And when I received that news, I felt some sort of way about it. I felt I was very, very much responsible for what my son did and the way my son was thinking and behaving. I could only speak on how I felt responsible. I don't know how his mother felt about it, because I feel his mother was greatly responsible for that happening also. Anyways, I'm just going to speak on mine. When my son was a little boy, I used to take him to my neighborhood with me. And I'm talking about when he was little. He used to sit on my laps and drive my 72 Impala. I had a 72 Impala, dropped rims, and I'd sit him on my lap and control the gas and the brakes for him. And he'd be there steering the car, And he'd do a good job. I was all proud that, he was able to manage that at being such a small boy. And we'd go to different places, I took him one time to this house that would give me a certain amount every month, And then I had the audacity to go back to that house and get rid of what he gave me. I'd make him and his workers stop doing what they were doing and, do my thing and take their customers until I was satisfied, and then I'd leave. And I take my son with me sometimes. I had one homeboy that was always there with me. Sometimes my homeboy would be in the front yard. My son never seen any of that. We did it in the garage, in the back. That was where we used to serve everybody. But my little boy would be there in the front yard with my homeboy playing dice. A little boy. He's just a little boy. And my homeboy taught him how to shoot dice. All through his life growing up, he witnessed a lot of things, including what was going on in the house, which he never really witnessed, but he knew. He knew what me and his mom were up to. You know what I mean? And the people that he chose to hang around with were just like my homies. Same type of crowd. One day he had he was at a friend's house and something happened at his friend's house. And I caught him right on time. I was pulling in the driveway and he was walking out of the yard. And they were on their way to go find these guys. And I told him, no. Wait a minute. Tell your homeboy to leave. So he did. And then I told him, get in the car. He got in the car. I told him, show me where these people are that did that. And he showed me. And I probably did the worst thing I could do. I believe that what I did in front of him is what gave him the idea that that's how you handle that kind of business. So the police come one day with the probation department and raid the house. Ricky was on probation. I had went to court and got him back. They wouldn't release him to the mom. They released him to me though. And I still failed. They were taking him in. There was nothing I could do to stop them from taking him. I had a shotgun in the house that they tried to find several times because of different incidences that happened there at my house. And were never able to. But, they came early. We were all asleep. And I did a video about it. It turned into a big old mess. One of the police took the shotgun outside of the front yard to try to unload it and ended up firing it. All the police pulled their guns out and getting all crazy till they found out how that shot actually was fired. And probably even worse than that was when they came and knocked on the door and I opened the door. There was a pit bull in the house. We had a pit bull in the front yard, one in the back, and I didn't know, but my son had brought the female in the house. So when they were knocking, I opened the door, she ran out and almost got shot and almost bit one of the officers there. I had to grab her from the back legs and pull her back in and pick her up. So it was a bad scene. So I didn't know, but the sheriffs in the city where we lived had already issued a warrant for my arrest for an attempted murder. And according to them, that department was going to serve it like 2 days from the day that they came to my house. They were going to say they came on a Tuesday. They were going to serve it on a Thursday, come to the house and serve me and take me in. But they didn't get a chance because these guys raided the house on the probation raid, seen the warrant when they ran my name, called the department of the city where we lived, and they ended up just coming right there and taking me in. So, I got taken in for attempted murder, and my son got taken in for a violation. Okay, so I'm there on the tira fighting this case for stabbing this guy. My son gets out, and I write him that letter. Okay, 2 weeks later, he's in for that 187. So they gave him 15 years to life. I got 7. I was out. He was still in there. Another 8 years. Actually, I got out in 5.5, so he was in there more than 8 years after I got out. He's out now. He's doing really good. He went to school. He got his certification out for the type of work that he does, and he makes a very good amount of money. You know, came out and had a beautiful little girl, and he's doing the damn thing. He's doing life now. So, what's the point of the story? Why am I telling you guys this? Why am I sharing something so personal? Only for one reason, not to glorify the streets, to try to make me look in any type of way, because all it does is make me look as a father failing my son, as a criminal, and other things, you know, that I was portraying at the time for doing the things living the way I shouldn't have been living. But I'm happy to say I'm not living like that now. My life has changed. I don't participate in those things. Although I did get out of prison, a fucking grown-ass man in my early 40s, fucking around in the streets like I did all my life, like I learned to since I was a little boy, you know? But more importantly, I'm doing my best to do life and to finish whatever years I got left, you know, because I threw a lot of my young years away just wasting time doing stupid shit like this story I just told you, and being a broken, mixed up person like the person I just described in this story. But the reason why I'm saying the story is because we need to watch what we do in front of our kids and the examples that we make. Not only our kids, but our grandkids, you know, kids in the street. They're all watching, man. That, you know, they watch and they emulate people that they look up to and respect for whatever reason. Maybe tattoos, maybe the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, the way people treat you, whatever it is, you know. So it's really important that we do our best, man, for the young men and the young kids to be a good example, you know. And if you have lived this life and done your thing, then the best example you could be is to show the change that you've made in your life, and what a good thing it is, you know. Because I noticed that people in prison, older people in prison, they get out, they don't want to do nothing but live a good life, you know, and enjoy their freedom, you know. Whatever it is they go through in there, they realize in the end what they really lost living that life, you know. Once you're in, and once you're committed to a certain lifestyle and a certain way of doing time, you're in for the duration, man. There's no half stepping. There's no backing out, you know. So any of you that are still at the age where you could still change, you're out, maybe you paroled, or especially if you're having kids, you know. Trust me, man, it's a better life. You just get some training. Look, I changed careers. I had a career at 35 and I changed careers at that age, you know. That's not old. You can still make a change in your life. If you don't have a career, you could start to have one. Go to school, man, get some training. You know, there's different training. Some all day for 6 months, you know, 8 hours a day, some for half a day for a year, whatever it is. Some maybe an apprentice program that goes for a couple of years. Whatever it is you got to do, man. There's no getting around it. You know, you want to live a good life, you got to make decent amount of money so that you can provide for yourself and your family. If you have kids, man, so many kids grow up without a father and an example, and even some kids that have fathers have bad examples and poor examples, like myself, you know. But it's never too late to change. It's never too late to do better, and it's never too late to help somebody. So wherever in the spectrum you are, age-wise, let's give some good klecha, some positive klecha to the youngsters and to those individuals that are living a risky type of lifestyle, and let them know that there's something better, man, because there is. My son's doing wonderful now. Thank God that he got out young enough. He committed his crime when he was still a teen, and he got out young enough to still have a life and do life, you know. And I thank God that I realized what I'm talking about before I left this planet, or before I became confined to a wheelchair for the rest of my life, or ended up on some respirator, brain dead from a bullet, or some other bad thing happening to me, you know, for just living that lifestyle. It's a risky lifestyle, man. It's still honorable, man. If you go to school, you have a job, you take care of your family, it's most honorable. You're not losing nothing, man. You're not losing face, nothing. You're doing the damn thing. You're doing the right thing. Anyways, this is my video for today. I hope it reaches whoever it needs to reach. And for those of us that already know, don't forget, man, let's help these youngsters out the best we could. Give them the best advice and the best direction we can. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. God bless you. Stay free so we could be out here for our families when they need us and call on us, rather than for us to be incarcerated for bad decisions we make, and they need to spend their resources and their time on us being locked up for not thinking right and doing the right thing. Thank you. God bless you for watching. I hope to see you on the next one.